Hello. Looks like I have one person tuned in. Um, so today there are two things that I wanted to talk about. I am thinking of changing my schedule between my two channels, and you know, as always, when I do that, I will put the new schedule in the channel banner so that you can see what my plan is. What I'm currently thinking of doing is bi-weekly live streams, but weekly if you're watching both channels. So bi-weekly on this channel and bi-weekly on the other channel, sort of like switching back and forth. Um, and I would be doing Sundays for both. So Sunday night live streams every week, but between the two channels. As for the regular videos, I might do like bi-weekly or monthly or something, but what I'm thinking of is just not having a schedule and just being able to upload videos pretty much whenever I feel like it, which opens it up to multiple times a week and also, multiple weeks without anything if I don't feel like making anything. I don't want to shove it. I don't want to force it, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to feel like I have to do it if I'm not passionate about it. And this channel has not been getting any attention. No one comments on my videos, no one watches my new videos. It's very unmotivating to actually make content every week when no one's watching it. So I'm just gonna post videos when I have something to say instead of doing it on a schedule, and I'm doing one live stream a week between two channels instead of two live streams a week, because it's becoming exhausting for me to keep up with. And again, I just don't have that much to say anymore. It will only really work if I actually have an audience, and no one watches my live streams, no one watches my videos, and I am running out of things to say. I'm starting to become repetitive, and that's just not what I wanted. So what I'm gonna focus on instead, so this doesn't stress me out and demotivate me from being productive, because I don't feel like this is counts as productive anymore. What I want to do instead, I appreciate that, Dave, but what I want to do instead is focus on my writing and try to get some stuff done in that area of my life. I can keep up with a weekly live stream, but I can't keep up with the rest of it. It's too much. Um, there are other things that go on in my week that also stress me out, and it's just I need to make more room for something that's actually going to be fruitful and productive. Hello? Yes? Why? Hello? Hang on a second. What? And see, this is part of the problem. Nobody even knows that I'm live, so just knocking on my door and requiring my attention elsewhere and shit. Be easier if my family just knew Sunday nights. What are you guys talking about? All I see is, uh-oh, what? I think Tristan is upset. Of? So, as I was saying, I want to focus more on my writing, and I wanted to talk about why I wrote The Papa, and I want to talk about what it means to me. The reason that I wrote it was to get the ball rolling in my writing headspace, I guess. Um, I wanted to. Zach is almost never here on the days that I do live streams. If he is, it's an odd situation. It's not normal. Um, so Dave, you don't have to ask that. Aaron can't join Discord. How many times, Dave, do I have to explain this to you? He doesn't have anything. He has zero freedom in his life to do anything. He can't go anywhere. He can't use any apps. He can't do anything. He literally just has a phone that has a couple things like YouTube, Wikipedia, texting that his parents, have to monitor and approve. They even told the people who accompany him when he leaves the house not to let him use computers if he's out in a public library or something. Like, he literally has no access to anything. How do you not understand this, Dave? I don't know how I can make this any clearer to you. He doesn't have internet access. He doesn't have social media. He is not allowed to have these things, and it's like his parents have legal control over his life. I don't think they should. It's been explained to me and it still doesn't make sense, but that is the situation nonetheless. So you need to understand that. Um, Also, I don't think Aaron wants to talk to you anyway. I think he thinks you're weird and he's told me to block you multiple times, but I am entertained by you, so I'm not going to do that. Um, but anyway, where was I? So, let's see. I got the idea in January to write The Papa because it's a short story, and I thought this will be fun to just go back and write it just for fun, not to be too serious, because it's not a story that you can really take seriously. It's very goofy. And I'm thinking, okay, let me just go back to the basics and get the ball rolling and see what it's like to get back in the writing headspace and just see what happens if I write this story. And I got all the way through. There's only 7 chapters. I got all the way through to chapter 4, and all of a sudden I got writer's block and I lost the motivation to continue in chapter 5. I started overthinking it, and then I finally finished chapter 5, and then I finally finished chapter 6, and I started chapter 7, and it's something didn't feel right. But finally, the other night, I gave myself a deadline, so I had actual motivation where I told myself I had to finish it. And I went in and I realized the solution was right there. All I had to do was be willing to try, willing to look for it. And I figured out what I finished the story. I tried to just make sure that the chapters sounded the same, that it didn't sound like I was writing a totally different story in chapter 7 all of a sudden. Um, that it felt like you were reading the same continuation. I tried really hard to structure it in a way that made sense and, gets you all the information you need without being too forced. And I'm just going to have to go back and make some final edits before I share it on Tuesday. But it's finally done, and all I had to do was be motivated enough to try. I just needed a deadline, really. Without a deadline, I never would have done it. So, and I just have to know that about myself. So I have to give myself deadlines. And I might I might give myself some deadlines for, like, working on my other story that I'm really excited about, because The Papa is just a jumping off point. There are 2 sequels that I might write if people are actually interested. Um, However, what I'm more passionate about is a trilogy that has nothing to do with my grandpa and is more serious, you know, something that I think can be taken seriously, something that I'm actually really proud of, and I would love to share it and see what people think. But in order to do that, I have to actually have something to share. So I have to write it, I have to get it in a physical, tangible form instead of just being in my head. And that's going to be my next focus. So I'm going to devote my time that I would have spent on YouTube to that instead. And I will be sharing it on YouTube, just like I am with the Papa. But for now, the Papa is just a way to get me in that headspace, and it's working, I think. And um, when I share the final chapter with you, I hope that you like it. I hope that you're excited to see the full version because I am going to re-upload a video of myself reading the whole thing after every final edit has been made because it's still technically like a beta version that I'm sharing on YouTube. I'm gonna, go back and I'm gonna really go through the whole thing and make sure everything is as it should be, especially now that I know how it ends. Um, so then I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna read that all in one take and upload a full, video of me reading the complete story. So let me know if you're excited for that. If you have any suggestions, if there's anything that you think I should change to make it sound better, don't worry about being overly critical because I can choose to ignore things that I disagree with, and that's my business. So yeah, just any suggestions you have would be helpful. So um, let's see. Why do you keep asking? He can be on YouTube. That's not true, Tristan. I've seen the chats between you two. What chats? He screenshot it to me on Discord. Those are private between me and Tristan. Yet you talk about me. Just edit all the videos together. Slow down when you read. Okay. I'm not going to edit the videos together because I'm not happy with the videos that I've already filmed. I want it to be one take, and also I can't control how fast or slow I read. My last week's video was my attempt at going slower. That's the best I can do. I read at whatever pace I read at. It is what it is. So, and I don't want to have that getting in my head and making me like doubt myself. That's only going to make me more nervous, and then I'm going to end up doing it like worse and sound worse. So anxiety is not your friend in general, doing anything, but especially when you're trying to make content and like be taken seriously. You don't want to be anxious. You want to be confident. So let's see. Dave and Discord. Yeah, so the reason that I was showing Aaron the screenshots of what you were saying to me is because I just find it entertaining that you somehow don't understand his situation, even though you are the one who told me about him. And you're like, oh, Aaron should just ignore what his parents think. And it's like, how can you possibly think that that's an option? Have you been paying any attention? Have you even been hearing what we've been saying? Because like when I've had Aaron join my live streams, we talk about his situation. Have you even been watching like my shit? Because I thought I was clear. Do I have a favorite underwear brand? Let's see, what the fuck am I wearing right now? Hanes, I guess? I don't know. um, Not really. I mean, I just like I base it on comfort. I don't really look at the brand or base it on the brand. Um, Pair of Thieves. What is that? An underwear brand? What is Pair of Thieves? Way to go, Tiger. Oh yeah, the last live stream I did was taken down and then it was put back up, apparently. Um, I think it was the Sia song. I'm pretty sure that's what did it. Because I have been in the past able to post Taylor Swift music videos without them getting taken down. And I've been able to post Taylor Swift songs without them getting taken down. But I've never really tried to post Sia stuff, so it's quite possible that um, that's what happened. Although I do have Fist Fighting a Sandstorm and Summer Rain, those Target exclusive songs from This Is Acting. Andrew Christian. Yeah, I wear boxers because, I mean, I just feel like any other kind of underwear is unnecessarily tight and makes me like too aware of the inside of my pants. And I would rather not feel it. I would rather not have an awareness of it. Um, and I know it's ironic that I wear jeans. You'd think, oh, well, you can feel your jeans, aren't they? No, my jeans are comfortable. They're as comfortable to me as sweatpants. Um, and I feel confident and comfortable in my jeans. So that's just the way that I dress. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if I have too much else to say. I got 45 minutes left. You are a cartoon character. Yeah, I do. I mean, I did that with my grandpa. I made him dress like a cartoon character, having the same outfit on in every video on the Papa channel. And I had my cousin wear this shirt that said, I'm not always mean, I'm just never nice. Because he played Little Buddy the Meanie, um, and my grandpa played the Papa, who takes himself too seriously. My grandpa got asked out by his doctor the other day, um, which was weird. And he's like, I felt like a piece of produce. And because the doctor kept saying weird shit to him, like, oh, you seem like a really fun uncle. I wish I had a fun uncle like you, or something like that. And, I don't know, said something about how he doesn't have as many wrinkles as his other patients, and like, oh, you look more ripe, or something creepy like that. You know, just very, very weird. Like, oh, and you should come back and see me before I retire, meaning that he's probably like almost 65 or something. And my grandpa's 76. And he's got this guy fucking flirting with him, and he asked him out to get a drink or something. I just can picture my grandpa sitting there, like, awkwardly responding to this guy, like, oh, what is happening? Um, and surprisingly, he hasn't talked to me about it yet, which is funny because he tells me everything. One day he came home from work and proudly told me that he accidentally ate ants in his popcorn. And I'm thinking, you have an office job working with lawyers. Why are you eating popcorn? And he goes, oh, I keep popcorn in my office. I'm like, what the fuck? And I said, I'm picturing like a bag of like processed, popcorn, like I don't know, Smart Food or something like that. It was a Ziploc bag of popcorn that we brought home from the drive-in a week prior. He was eating week-old drive-in popcorn in a Ziploc bag that he had left in his office for a week, and an anthill happened. And they went into the bag, and there were ants crawling around in the bag, and he's sitting there eating it. He had at least two handfuls with ants before he looked and realized there were ants in there. And then he comes home and tells me about this and says, don't tell anyone. The funniest part about that is that I wasn't even paying attention to him. I was a kid at the time. I was on my iPad. I was like listening to music or playing a game or something. And I just tuned him out because he's just yammering on. And all I heard was, don't tell anyone at the end. And I perked up and I was like, wait, what am I not telling anyone? And then he told me again, the fucking idiot. So, of course, I told everyone. Um, and I don't know what else he thought was going to happen. I mean, why would he tell me if he didn't want anybody else to know? But yeah, that's something we all make fun of him for. There was a funny incident, again, at his work, because he works with my aunt, and she texted him and said she was going to Wegmans grocery store. She was going to get sushi. So she texts him and says, I'm going to Wegmans to get sushi. Do you want anything, Dad? And he texts back and says, sushi. Just one word, just sushi. Didn't say what kind, just nothing, just sushi. So she goes over and she gets him in his office, and she's like, Dad, sushi? I need more than that. What do you want? And he goes, you know the kind with the expanded shrimp? He does this with his hands and says expanded shrimp. And what the fuck does that mean? Expanded shrimp. There's only one kind of sushi there that even has any kind of shrimp, but expanded? It's like the shrimp is kind of cut open, so I get what he means, but it's like shrimp on like rice or something. I don't know. But just the word expand just doesn't fit there. Um, I don't know if you could call it like butterfly shrimp or something, but just watching him try to say expanded shrimp, I wish I got to see that. My aunt immediately called me on the way to the store or on the way home or whatever and said, so there was a funny Papa thing, and I'm like, great. I mean, do you see why I wrote a whole story about this guy? He's a character. You know, it was so easy for me to just turn him into something funny. Although ironically, the story is almost completely fiction, but you know, it some of the things are based on real shit, like the warm milk. He sometimes just gets up in the middle of the night and microwaves a cup of warm milk, which is like, to me it's gross, but apparently it helps him sleep. I've heard of that, but I don't know. I mean, especially just doing it in the microwave, it just doesn't sound right. I tried it once and I was like, well, just didn't do it for me. Um, I guess there's a science to it. There are components in milk that help you sleep, help you relax, but um, and having it be warm is just more relaxing. But it's gross to me. So I made fun of him for it, and it added it to the thing. The blender came from my mom, just randomly saying, "Oh, you really took my feelings and put them in a blender," because she imitates him too. We all imitate my grandpa because of me. I started it, and then I got everybody doing it. Um, and let's see what else. The nightmare that came from my cousin, and the rest just came from my imagination. I think, yeah, pretty much just my weird imagination is where the rest of it came from. There have been times where he's tried to help me do homework, but not like he found me in my room and forced himself on me. It was more just that I asked him for help, but he was annoying when he was helping me. It wasn't actually that helpful. But um, you know, I embellished it and made it sound like he found me in my room and was like, "You gotta let me help you. I need to help you." And then he got sad when I said no, and cried in his closet for 2 days. And we filed a missing persons report. And like that's all just shit that I came up with in my head because I'm creative. um, I don't like sushi either. Shane is getting his own apartment. Who is Shane? I feel like you've mentioned that name before, but who is Shane? Dave, would you want to do like a video call with me on Discord? I want to actually like talk to you. I know I've technically seen your face in that one little that one time that you changed your profile picture, but I don't know, it's just like I just feel like you're just a name and some words. I want to actually make a person out of you. You know, I want to actually see what you look and sound like for real. It's it's not out of the question anymore. You have a way to talk to me privately finally. So, you know, if you want to do that even just for a couple minutes, I would like to. Um, but yeah, you're an interesting person. I mean, it's funny how many times I say things and you just completely ignore them. You just don't respond. It's like you don't take it in. I don't know if you're in and out. Like I don't know if you're watching other live streams and going in and out of my live, or if you're here the whole time. But that would explain a lot if that is the case. But yeah, I mean, you're watching the whole thing. Well, then how come you don't respond to everything? Do you hear everything I say? Because there's a lot of stuff I say that I would think you would want to respond to, and you don't. So I don't get it. Um, is it just you, or is Aaron still here? Is anybody else here? YouTube says it's only one person, but YouTube lies to me, so I can only get it from the comments. What is this? Oh shit. I do have to do something about that. There is an issue with my email being connected to my old iPad and me sometimes not receiving texts that are sent to me. Whether I'm gonna be your wife or gonna smash up your bike guy. I think Aaron has some attention difficulties. Aaron? You're the one who ignores everything I say. You're not gonna answer me about anything that I just said. You're not gonna answer me about like doing a video call with me on Discord or just anything. The one time I tried to fix the email issue, video call is kind of scary. Dave, this is basically a one-sided video call right now. All you have to do is show your face and voice. I'm not scary. You know I'm not scary. I'm the only one who can see and hear you. Like, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid of me? What do you think I'm gonna do? Like, you know, I just want you to be a real person. You're just like not yet. You just don't seem real. Let me look at that picture you sent again. You got red hair, I think. Where is Royce? I don't know. Royce sometimes forgets to watch my Friday live streams, but I'm only going to be doing them on Sunday from now on anyway. Yeah, you get it's the one where you got a gray and red hoodie. There's some blue and white stars in your shirt. I think you've got a little bit of facial hair. Brown eyes? It's a little hard to tell. But yeah, it's weird actually seeing you, because I don't know, when you comment, I just don't picture a person. I just picture your, like, brown beige profile picture. I would be very curious to see what you're like, you know, in an actual conversation. Royce is, I think, possibly getting back together with his ex, who just got out of jail and is gonna be temporarily living with him, just because he doesn't have anywhere else to go. So, yeah. Anyway, that's Royce's business, but that's what's going on with him right now, so that may be why he's not as with it as normal, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I think it would be good to talk to you on a video call. I don't know what you would be scared of. Seems you're sort of an extrovert, Tristan. You don't have to be an extrovert to want a video call with someone. Um, I generally am pretty introverted, but I do enjoy genuine interactions with other people. Zach seems more introverted, I would say. Zach is a little more extroverted, I would think, just based on my understanding of that word and me knowing Zach for 2 years. He gets lonely without other people. I I don't. If I was completely cut off from all contact with the outside world, and I just had nothing but what I have in my room, I think I'd be fine. At least for a while. Eventually, I would want other people. But I can only handle people in short bursts. Too much at a time is always too much. I get that, yeah. But I'm not scary. I mean, you can video call with me. What am I gonna do? You've known me for like, what, almost a year now? You've been following my channel? I might end the live stream early tonight because no one else is here. And I don't really get the impression anyone else is going to be. And I kind of already said everything I was gonna say. I said I was gonna say in the title. So it's all talked about already. It's all said and done. And if I'm being honest, at this point, I feel like I'm just having a one-on-one conversation with you, Dave. I would rather just do that directly if you want to. I know I can't force you to, but if you confirm that you would be willing to video call with me, I'll end the live stream and do that instead. Did you talk on the phone with Aaron today? Yes. Why? Do you talk every day? We text, I think, every day, but we don't call every day. I think if that was happening every day, I would lose my mind. I can't handle phone calls every day, unless I initiate them. But even then, I don't want them to last as long as they usually end up lasting, which is partially my fault. I'm not good at ending phone calls, but yeah. Sorry. I ate dinner not long before. Actually, I ate dinner like 2 hours ago. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, Dave, are you gonna ignore my question? I just want to say, like, because I don't think anyone else is here. So, if you want to talk to me privately, we can do that, and I can finally actually get to know you a little better. But I think I might end the live stream either way because no one's watching, and I already said everything I said I was going to say in the title. So there's no point. What am I doing here? Dave, video call, yes or no? Maybe another time. How come not right now? I mean, if you're able to watch my live stream, and I don't want to be pushy. I mean, I understand, like, just because you're watching a live stream doesn't mean you want to be on a video call, but I just I just feel like it's been a year. I'm surprised you don't want to, you know? I mean, I think you found me in like June or July, right? That's coming up. It's been like 8, 9 months. And I would think you would want to talk to me. Hello? I do, but I'm not into video calls really. Well, audio call then? I'll take anything at this point. Other than texting, because you don't respond right away usually, so it's not a conversation. Um, you know, I just want to have a brief conversation with you to actually establish that you're like a real person. And I would prefer video, but if you just want to do audio, that's fine with me too. If you don't want to do either, that's a little frustrating, but I can't force you, so just tell me what you're okay with and then I'll end the live stream. I wish I had gotten a white keyboard for my iPad. I got black because it matched, but the white just looks so much cleaner. Hello? Dave, are you listening to me? I've been waiting for you to answer me, and it's been more than 10 seconds, and I know that's as long as the delay is. Please just tell me if you're going to audio call me. Well, act like you're here then. Answer the question I'm asking. Probably not right now. Okay, well, when? I gotta figure out this contacts issue. Alright, you're not gonna answer me, so I'm just gonna end the live stream. Very, very frustrating talking to you, Dave. Have a good night.